Sir, you are on mute.
I'm now on. Good afternoon. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm still trying to figure out my camera, how it is working today. I'm seeing myself on one side, maybe there.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, she's asking about the teaching of sound O, which is O-A, and then sound O, which is O-R. That what is the difference between these two and how can I teach them? You're going to allow me share the screen if possible.
Yes.
So that
now,
I can.
Yes, now you can.
Yeah, let me see if I can do what I want to do here. Unfortunately, the computer which I'm using today does not have the Microsoft Word or the PowerPoint. However, I simply wanted to tell Madam who has asked that these two sounds are part of the mother sounds. So how can you help the children learn them? Number one, teach your children using the action for sound O of OA and O of OR, they are different. So if you have the actions and you show them the different actions, your children will be able to understand sound O, which is of O, A, and sound O, which is of O, R. Then number two, you as a parent or as a teacher, you must be able to teach your children the difference in pronunciation. Sound O, which is OA, we say O because it is a long O sound. It is a long O sound. And the other sound, we simply say O. So there is O, which is OA, and O, which is OR. Number three, teach your children that sound O of OR, it is an R controlled syllable. It is an R controlled sound. So when the children know that there is an R controlled sound, the one which is R controlled, you simply elongate it and you say O. But the one which is of OA, you simply say O. So those are the three ways. The third one is that give your children activities, like activities of sorting words of sound O and sorting words of sound O of OR. Then you can also give them lots of words. When the children see the words which have O of OR and O of OA, they will be able to strike a difference between these two. So children will learn so fast if you are teaching them the sounds using actions, if you are teaching them the sounds using how they are pronounced, if you are teaching them the actions using the fact that one is R controlled and the other one is a long sound, then use lots of activities. For example, the sorting of words of one sound and the other, and then also giving them lots of words for them to practice. Thank you. Allow me to stop there.
So then what's the difference between OR and short vowel O?
That is a problem which is for us who speak English as a second language, find a problem between differentiating between O and O. When you are saying the word dot, you will simply say dot. You will not say dot. But when you are saying the word sport, you will say sport. There is sport, which is OR, and then there is a sport, which is OT. So sometimes we are forced to say sport for the children to hear sound R. However, that sound R, when we are speaking, it is not there. That is why I'm saying that in whatever you are doing, help yourself as a teacher. You must know the difference between O and O. The other one is slightly long. This one is very short and quick. For example, you say sport, sport. You say pot, pot. So the difference is in how you speak. But if your children are finding hard time, you can also teach them by you speaking, and the sound R is hard. For example, you can say sp or t, sport. But when we are speaking English, we don't sound that sound R. I don't know whether you have got my message about that. O and O. Use the actions, use lots of words, use activities for sorting, and there your children will be able to pick the difference. That is it, please.
Can you pronounce P-O-T versus P-O-R-T?
Very good. P-O-T, pot. P-O-R-T, pot. Pot, pot.
F-O-R-T will be fort or fort.
When we are teaching the children, you might be forced to say forge, but it's supposed to be fort. The sound R is not supposed to be like spoken out and you say forge, forge. No, it's supposed to be fort.
And when
However,
we don't say fork, we say folk. Like like OA sound, folk, not fork.
that is it. That's what I'm saying, that you cannot say fork, but
Yeah,
you
we cannot say fork, but compare between fork and fork. So which one is correct?
It is supposed to be fork. Fork.
Okay.
The sound O, you make it somehow longer. We don't say fork, but you say fork. That is it, please.
Thank you so much, sir.
Please welcome.
Thank you, sir. Here we have another question from Rupal. She's asking the pronunciation for the word cheer.
The word cheer. This is where I'm getting my problem today. Allow me to, I wanted to show when I'm typing, but it's fine. When you look at the word cheer is made up of two sounds. There is sound ch and sound er. But the main sound, we now go for, I think Madam Shota, give me some 2 minutes, and I have my other laptop.
Yeah,
so
yeah, sure. We'll just wait for 2 minutes. Sir is connecting with another device so that he can use his screen. By the time you can put up your queries. Rupal, as far as I know, the word cheer, as sir has also told that we have two sounds here, ch and ear. So ear is a trigraph. Okay. So when three letters give one sound, we call it trigraph, and ear is a trigraph which has different alternative spellings, and ER is one of them. Let's see. Sir is going to explain. And then Hima Hari. Hima Hari is asking, can you please explain about long U sound, new, few, and then blue, glue, U and U. Okay.
I just want to know, ma'am, is it like the same sound, the long U sound? Is it coming under long U?
See, U, E is a long U sound. Okay, but at the same time, it is also an alternative spelling for long U sound in some words. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So when we teach children, when we teach long U as a separate topic, can we include the U sound also? Or in that time only we can say, okay, U, E can say U?
Yes, when you teach alternative spellings, so when you will teach U sound, then you will take different alternative spellings which give U sound, and then E will be one of those.
Okay, so that will not come under long U, right? That is another sound.
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am,
yes.
like some of the words I have seen in this long U, and as per like my knowledge, when you know UE comes with letter L, like in the spelling of blue, glue, with L,
Yes.
UE the sound of U, and with R also. With letter R and with letter L
Yes.
especially, UE gives the sound of U, and same with magic words of UE also.
Yes. So you can just that's not a rule, but yeah,
That's not a rule, just a spelling pattern we have
it's a
seen.
yes, it's a pattern, you can say, a generalization, you can say. Okay. Where in majority of the words you will find this. Okay.
Can I ask one more doubt, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, in the word glass, class, A is making the R sound, right? I'm not clear with that concept. Can you please explain to me, ma'am?
If you were there in the last training, we had discussed that if you look at the pronunciation, British accent and American accent, you'll find that like you have that short A sound there. Okay, so that is that depends like whether it is British accent or American accent. Okay.
Okay, so A can say R also, and it depends upon the accents. It's like that, right?
Yes, in American pronunciation it is A, but in British pronunciation it is A. Okay.
Shweta ma'am, it is always with American accent. Like if we are saying ant, then
American, sorry, I just it is in American pronunciation it is class. Okay, A. Okay, and in British pronunciation it is class. Okay.
Okay, reverse way.
Yeah, British
got
is
it.
class and American is class. Okay, so it goes very fast. Class, glass. So that there it is short A sound. Glass, class. So that's why floss rule is applicable there. Okay.
so ma'am, when the Britisher says ant, they will say aunt. Shweta ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm saying if when Britishers
No,
will
the
say,
ant pronunciation is same for in British and American. Okay.
means there are two pronunciation for letter A.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's come back and we'll continue. By the time, yes, we can carry on the conversation. So if you have any doubts, you can please ask. Today there's some network issue. So okay, sir is here. Continue. Let's continue with sir.
Thank you so much. I hope you can continue to hear me so well. Can you? Madam, can you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. The question was about how do we pronounce the word cheer? The word which is on the screen there. Here we are having a sound which is in a category or a type that we call the trigraphs. And I'm sure whoever is doing the phonics must have found what we call trigraphs. A trigraph is a sound which comes from a combination of 3 letters. So in the word cheer, we are having sound ch and sound ear. However, this one comes, the main sound is ear. This one is the main sound, or this is the mother sound. For example, when you have the word jeer, where we say ear, where we have the word fear and we say ear. So this sound which we are having here has its alternatives. So the one here, this is the main sound, which is ear. However, we also have other ways of writing sound ear, and the other ways are of EER. So this one becomes ch, ear. Like when we have other words like d, ear. Where you have other words like which one? Ear. So how do we pronounce the word? The words are simply written, the word is simply read as cheer, dear, peer. And when we are teaching our children, sometimes you want them to hear that there is sound r at the end. So basically for the children to know the spelling, we can say cheer. However, we simply say cheer, that is in our day-to-day talking, we simply say cheer. So my main interest is that you who is learning with us today, you should understand that the word cheer has two sounds. One is a digraph, which is sound ch, and then the other one is a trigraph, which is sound ear. There are so many other ways of writing sound ear, which we cannot learn right now because we have Arab. However, we also have this one as another way of writing sound ear. That one there, for example, in the word here, in the word severe, in the word persevere. So there are so many ways of writing sound ear. The first one is EAR, for example, in Gia. Then the second one is EER, for example, in cheer. And then there is ERE, for example, in here, severe, and all the others. However, there are so many other ways. Basically, that's what I can tell you, that sound ER is a trigraph, which is a sound coming from a combination of 3 letters. Madam, I don't know whether I have answered your question to your expectation.
Are you pronouncing letter R also in this trigraph?
We don't pronounce it. However, for the good of the children knowing the spelling, we are forced to speak like it is there.
Okay.
If you are blending for children and you want them to know that there is sound r at the end, you may end up saying cheer. However, in our normal talking, in the different accents, people will simply say cheer and they'll stop there. But for the good of the children, for their own phonemic awareness, for their own phonemic identification, for them to be able to write, you can say dear, peer, cheer. However, I'm saying in our normal talking, we don't always have that r at the end, maybe for some accents. Madam Shweta, if you have something to add.
Yeah. I hope this is clear, Rupal.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, can sir also explain AIR trigraph?
Which one is that?
AIR, that is air, like hair.
EIR. This one has 2 words. EIR. There is EIR when it is saying ear. For example, in the word weir, and then in the word weird. Those are the only 2 words which I have made, which have sound ear. However, the other words have EIR when it is saying air, not ear, but air. For example, in the word there. So for this case, those are the only 2 words, but this EIR is another spelling of sound ear, which means it is an alternative spelling for sound, for sound ear, EAR. Have I confused someone? Madam, have you understood me, or I have just confused you?
Well, actually, I was asking about AIR, not EIR.
Oh, sorry. AIR. AIR is a mother trigraph. When I say mother trigraph, I mean that it is the main sound. So here we have words like air, fair. Words like ch, air, chair. Words like air, pair, and so many others. So that one can also be written using this spelling. We can write sound air, but when we are writing letters E, A, R, for example, we have the word bear. Sorry, we have the word bear. You realize that E-A-R in our first words, it was saying ear, but now it is saying air. So we have the word bear, we have the word tear. Allow me to first take you back. We have here the word, in our first sound which we learned, there was a word which I left out, but let me add it here. There is, that word is tear. However, down here we are learning it as tear. So when it is tear, the same spelling but different pronunciation. In the first word we said tear. Here we are saying tear. What is the difference? Tear is the liquid which comes from the eye when you are crying. You can say she has tears in her eyes. Please wipe off your tears. But then when we say tear, we are meaning rip something apart. For example, when someone is tearing a paper, you cannot say, don't tear my paper. That will be wrong. But you say, don't tear my paper. So one has the same but different sounds. Another word of this air, we have the word wear. When you tell the child, please wear your sweater, that's what there is a word swear. But here we are still handling the same sound. We are handling sound air. Another space sound is ARE. That one can also say air. For example, in the word bear, in the word care, in the word stare. We are still learning the same sound, but the same sound can also be written as ERE. For example, in the word there, in the word where, and so many others. So my main emphasis is for you to understand that one sound can have different spellings. So at first we have learned it as sound air, which is written as AIR, but we are saying the same sound has different spellings. Therefore, what matters is when you do to the children, how do you introduce them? You use these spellings at the same time because you're going to confuse the children. Give them one spelling, then teach other things, then bring another one like that. But if you bring them all, you teach ear of EAR and you teach air of, you'll end up confusing the children. Madam, kindly help me to understand if you have understood me or I need to explain more.
Yes, sir. And sir, can you tell me what is the pronunciation of HERE? Is it here or here?
HERE, it is here, here. So it is here, here.
Means it will go in EAR sound.
EER is another spelling for this one. The word here is found here.
Yes, okay.
It is in sound ear, which is of E-A-R, but this time we are spelling it as E-E-R.
And
Did
sir,
you
the
get me?
spelling which means the rabbit, the hare. The hare means the rabbit. It will come in.
That one is here. That one is here.
Okay.
It is in the words of sound air, but spelled using letters A-R-E.
Yes.
Words of sound air, but spelled using letters A-R-E.
Yes. And sir, this WEAR, This is wear and not wear. Like to wear your shoes. Wear, it is wear or wear.
It is where.
Means same pronunciation as
Sound where.
H-E-R-E. Where, W-H-E-R-E, same pronunciation.
It is also saying where. I would like you to use your dictionary. If you find some time, you can check on some of these words because they are very clear there. Have you got me?
Sorry, I didn't understood.
I was saying that W-H-E-R-E says where. And
Okay.
I was encouraging you to make use of your dictionary. It can show you how to pronounce the words.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful explanation of trigraphs. Now, the next question here is in the chat box is from Hima, and she's asking, can you please explain about the long U sound, like in new, few, in blue, glue, and is it both for long U sound also, like in blue and glue?
Long U sound, and then we have long U. When you look at sound U, sounds in different spellings. For example, we have U in the word dew, U. In the word pew, U. And we can look at other words like Q. However, this spelling here, much as E is saying U, the same can also, but this time we are talking U. So what confuses our children is how do we differentiate between the words of U spelled as UE and words of sound U spelled with UE. So what happens is, let me first explain about U and then I can go to U. We have here of EW, like new. Words like chew, words like dew. However, the same spellings can be used for long U. For example, in the word blue, the word would have been like that as blue. That is how the children would write it. However, instead we are using UE saying blue. The same applies for words like blue. Words like true. So what is the difference? There is no difference in terms of spelling. The difference is in terms of how we pronounce these words. Here we are saying you. And here we are saying u. So you as a teacher and as a parent, you are going to identify for your child the different words where letters UE are saying and where those words are saying you. That is when I love the sorting game. When you have the sorting game and the child will tell you blue, and the child will have to really think about and say, has this sound said oh? The child will simply run and drop the word in the bucket or in the tin, which is having words of sound oh, which is long oh. So here there is no difference there is no rule of where these words oh and where they will say you. What is important, you as a parent and teacher, are you able to teach your child to identify these words? And so I would encourage you to do the sorting game, which are fun in the class, where children can choose to put the word according to where it is supposed to follow. That is how you'll be able to bring out that. I don't know whether I answered your question. However, I want to tell you that there are so many different ways of writing sound O. Any other question?
So this word
Madam,
CHE, we don't say chew, we say chew. It will come in long oo, CHEW.
like in which word?
This CHEW, it will have long oo sound or long u sound.
Chew, chew. According to me, I would say it is long U. However, we can check the dictionary to simply confirm.
Yeah, because I have seen
But
in the
according to me,
bank of Jolly Phonics, it was there in long oo.
Yes, it is a long oo.
Then that is fine. Maybe it's me who has misplaced it. You might be right.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you.
It's true. Okay, coming to the next question from Rupal. Can you explain TION, CIAN, and SIAN where to use? If time permits, sir can answer, or otherwise we can take it in the next session.
No. I think we still have some time.
Okay.
The question says, can you explain CIAN, like in which word?
Musician.
Musician. Now, this is when we come to the issue of suffixes. If you have got a chance to look at the suffixes, because this word was music. But now, if we are turning from music to coming to an adjective, to a noun of the person who plays, now we add to make it musician. However, for me, when I'm teaching my children, even before I teach them about the suffixes, I will teach them that here we are having sound sh. This is my way of doing this, where I will tell children that this is sound sh. For example, we first learned the word dish. We have the word fish. We have the word dash. So I will tell my children that some time ago in the first classes, we learned sound sh. But I will teach my children that there are also other ways of writing sound sh. That is if they are still young, but when they go to some other classes, I will teach them this as a suffix, but today I'm going to teach it as sound sh, whereby I will tell the children that the difference here would be, this is sound sh, spelled as letter C. So my children will know that sometimes you find a word which has letter C, but when letter C is saying sh, for example, musician, electrician, words like special, and so many other words. So my children who are at an age where they have not yet learned what a suffix is, they will be able to learn the word musician by knowing that sound sh can be spelled as letter C. Then someone talked of, I don't know whether it was Madam Shueta, was it shown?
Yes.
Shown is also taught to children as a suffix. A suffix we are meaning a small part which added on a bigger word so as to bring up a new meaning. For example, when the children find the word education, let me begin with the small words: nation, station, lotion, ambition. There are two ways of teaching this. Sometimes a suffix, but in some words, it does not come as a suffix. Therefore, for me, what do I do? A sound, and I'll say sound shown. And my children know that every time you find the T-I-O-N, you simply say shown. For example, nation, station, lotion, ambition. And in that way, they will learn that. However, I-O-N can also be taught as a suffix. I think this is part of the Jolly grammar, where we can add suffixes. Therefore, those are the two ways you can teach this to your children. There are words which have, but when it is not a suffix. For example, in the word name, you cannot tell me that it was maybe a different word, and then after adding shown, it became nation. Station was not a different, it doesn't have a root word. For if you have understood me, I have said we can teach this in two ways. In these words which I'm having on the screen, we are teaching it as a sound shown. T-I-O-N, saying shown. Sometimes I put for my children in the brackets and I'm saying shown. However, it can also be taught as a suffix. Madam, I don't know whether I have been answered.
Yes, you are. The query is solved. I hope Rupal is not here, but I hope she'll just watch the recording and I hope she gets her answer. Any other queries, anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Sir, can you please explain the word create?
The word create. This is serious. When we come to the word create, I think I'm going to tell you that there are words which we call exceptions. These are words which don't respect the rules. There are words which don't agree with other sounds. There is someone who needs to be muted. However, we shall not say that it has. Thank you so much. That in explaining the word create, when you look like it is having a cre and then eight, create. However, we don't find so many words. We don't find so many words where we have E-T-E. They are not so many. If I'm to teach it my children, I'll break this word into two syllables. It has syllable cre, which is having a long E sound. And also tell them that it has syllable ate. For example, when you say she ate my food, the dog ate the food. So I will tell my children that this word has syllable cre and syllable ate to make the word create. But I want to tell you, there are not so many words. Madam, have I been clear?
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other question?
Please.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for another wonderful session. And we all are so glad to have you on every Sunday. We are excited to have you on our CMA platform. And every week we are enhancing our knowledge. So thanks a ton from the bottom of our heart.
Please, you're welcome. I'm also glad for the opportunity that you always give me to share with the ladies that are always in here. I find you people as being so passionate about learning. You love learning so much. When we do some of these things in my country, no one even turns up. However, I want to appreciate that you really love the studying, and I'm sure you're helping your children so much. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
everyone. Thank you
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Yeah, bye bye everyone. Take care.